here held on to some stuff that wasn't really about him. It affected him. And I told him, I said, man, do you realize when people find out what you went through, it's going to encourage you? I was talking about a friend of mine, and still talking about I Matter right now. This guy, he stayed back in the 2nd and the 3rd grade. You ever know anybody do that 2 grades in a row? Now after about the 2nd, huh? You did the 2nd? Yeah, he did the 2nd, so you kept, well, obviously you, but after, okay, you stay back the 2nd, they said, well, we got to do this one more again for the country folks. And so, then you stay back in the 3rd. What do you think the chance of that guy graduating? Pretty slim. Do you all know how, I'm going to throw y'all some nuggets as we go along. You know how people come up with how many prisons that they need to build? You know how they determine that? He knows. Say it out loud. Tell everybody how they do it. Yep. They determine by the 3rd grade population, primarily of boys, how many prisons they need to build. Which means, I'm not going to get all political here, because I got my perspective on that, but that ain't why I'm here. But people know at a certain age where to start writing you off and saying that you're going to be something where you're going to support another industry, if you will. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this guy, he stayed back the 2nd and the 3rd grade, and now he has his master's degree. Now people look at him and they don't know what he went through. People look at you and they don't know what you went through. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, I said earlier, why you matter. You spent a lot of your time taking care of everybody else. I need you all to be selfish right now. To come here, first of all, what's the first thing y'all supposed to do? Be present. Be present. You might not agree with what everybody says to you, but that's just life, because we all make mistakes. There may be some things that you might not agree with what I say. But as they say, eat the meat and do what with the bone? Am I old? I guess I am. You eat the meat and you spit out the bone. Come on. I guess I am old. I date myself.
Tyrone just look 12, man.
So what I'm trying to get you to understand is be present here, but you need to understand that this is about you. This is about you being true to yourself and saying, man, I went through some things, but I'm still here. It's people that kind of counted me out, but I'm still here. Man, it's people that played me, but I'm still here. And guess what? It's some crap that I actually own, that I did, and I'm still here. So you matter because you have a platform, like it or not. And I'm looking at you. See, I don't measure a man by what he has. I measure him by what he had to overcome to get it. So when you're present, plugged in, and you realize you matter, now we got something to work with. Now we got something to work with. All of you have stories. One of the biggest things I told, I'm going to put you on the spot because we talked about it a lot, but it has to do with this, so I'm going to see if you remember. What's one of the biggest things I shared with you? It has to do with your head. Okay, write this down. Get out. Make the next right this person. I need to get out of my own head. You remember that? I know you did. That's why you're sitting there now. This is what getting out of your own head means. A lot of the problems we have, they're real. I'm not like, just think positive thoughts and it'll just get better. No, you got to put the work in. That's like, what they say, you hope in one hand and crap in the other one. Which one fills up first? What are you crapping in? Because hope ain't no strategy. It's nice to have hope, but you got to put something behind hope. So, this is what I'm talking about. When you get out of your own head, what happens is you think about your problems. You think about anybody here know how to meditate? Who don't know how to meditate? Anybody? Okay, because everybody know how to meditate. Meditate is just kind of going over something over and over and over and over and over in your head. It's muttering to yourself. It's continuing to remind yourself. But what we do is we turn problems into idols by worshiping those problems through work. And that's what happened when I say get out of your own head. A lot of stuff you're dealing with is real. It happened. There are decisions you gotta make, and stuff you gotta deal with, whether you're here or when you get out of here. But when you in your own head, there was a story about a blind man, and everybody was sitting there trying to figure out why the man was blind, but they had the ability to heal the blind man. The Lord walked up and said, well, I ain't really trying to figure out what his mother and father did when he got cursed. I have the capacity to help this man. Well, a lot of times in our lives, if we're so busy focused on us and our shortcomings, you can't see the person in front of you that needs help. But if you get out your head and I get out my head, if you got a problem, who might see it? Yeah, I may see it because I'm not in my own head. So what I need for some of you all to think about is, even though you matter, if it doesn't add value to you and you keep playing over stuff in your mind, your history is in concrete. It's in cement. You can't go back and change none of that. The people that was there, the people that left, they left. Some people, you're going to want to send them a thank you card to leave. I was talking to a dude earlier today. I said, were you in love with the person you was married to, or was you in love with the idea of being married? And I said, so I'm not saying that this person you was with was a bad, but I'm just saying sometimes we make stuff what it is. I mean, we make more out of stuff than it is because we romanticize things. But I need you all to get out of your own head. Can anybody relate to that? Any thoughts?